There we are. Sorry, guys. I know some of you joined me on the other link, but it wouldn't go live. So I don't know what was happening. I know Simon from the Hermit's Cave was on. I hope he joins us. This morning, sorry, I'm still sick. But this morning, before I do the tarot scopes, I wanted to do a flip through of the deck I'm going to be using. This is the Goliath Tarot. It is by Goliath, and it is a shamanic shadow deck written and illustrated by Goliath. And it's in a wonderful, wonderful box. Right? Just beautiful. And it's got a nice book. Now, I have not looked at all. Oh, look at this, though, how the book is done. That's interesting. Oh, look at that. Woohoo! But, so it's a flip book. That's interesting. Yeah. Fairly small print. Beep. But Goliath reached out to me on Facebook and asked me if I'd like a copy of his deck, or on Instagram. And I was like, sure. I'd seen some pictures of it, and he sent me pictures. And here's what else I got with this. He sent along a really nice print of the Hermit. And I'm a fan of armadillos. This is, I know the name of this type, but, and I'm really, right? It's just a really pretty, and I like black and white. I am a fan of black and white pictures. And Periscopes will be done this week after this. So y'all just have to bear with me coughing. And the other thing he sent is a really lovely, lovely card. I'll read it since it's not going to focus. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude and say a big thank you for supporting me on my journey. There's a very special reason you have acquired this deck. So please treasure it and keep it safe. You have a piece of my soul in your hands. Ah, Horcrux. No, it's a lovely sentiment. Never forget the power that's in the magic of your own creation. Goliath. And I showed off the front of the box, right? And it's really, really lovely. It's very nice. When you open it up, I like the purple ribbons. That's kind of a nice touch. And he does have a cord, so you can pop the deck out, or you can just reach in and pop it out if you have little fingers. My fingers don't quite fit. This is a large deck, and it has a plastic interior. As much as I dislike plastic, I kind of am glad there's a plastic interior here, because the cardboard won't just fall apart. Now, I have big hands, y'all, and you can see this is a really big deck. iPhone 8 for those of you, right? So a little comparison about it's just a little taller than my iPhone in an OtterBox case. Is it Otter or Lifeproof? OtterBox. And quite a bit, a good inch wider. It does have a gilded edge. So I'm not a huge fan of gilded edges, y'all know, but let me see. A little flaking, not a lot. So I always say I look like I've been too intimate with a fairy. But let's take a look at it. First, we're going to look at the back. Absolutely. Right? Now, if you're paying attention, that's not reversible. But it's close enough that most won't catch it. Let's take a look. I'm just going to show you the cards. I may comment on some of them as I see them. But generally, I just like to show you the cards. The Fool. Now here, I'm really interested because the Fool has taken the lead. This Fool hasn't waited. This Fool has gone. We're going to have some issues with there. Okay. The Magician. And I already noticed that we have some black edged in black and some edged in white. That magician is really stunning. I wish it would just focus. Y'all, this is really going to drive me crazy. The High Priestess is badass. She's a Sphinx. There's Simon. Hey, Simon. Look at the black and white pillars and the black and white on her eyes. She's got the third eye. Oh, the Empress is really unique. Wow. Love this Empress. Come on, focus, damn you. Well, it's a phoenix. It's an adult phoenix with an embryo within it, so that when it bursts into flames, this one will be born again. El Emperor. And he does have extra names on the side, which I'm not actually reading. The Fool is the Eternal Vagabond. The Alchemical Master is the Magician. El High Priestess is the Crescent Moon Cat. And the Alchemical Mother is the Empress. The Ruling Father is the Emperor. The Master of Keys is the, wow, the Hierophant. And you'll notice these are all El, right? They're El Hierophant. The Lovers, the alchemical heart. And what's odd is when I look at this, I see pink flamingos. I don't see black and white. I see the color pink. The Chariot. That's an interesting chariot. I'm little torn on the Chariot. You know, I kind of like to see more movement. And it's the Chariot of Osiris. Justice, the Doves of Equality. Ooh, the Lovers is your art card. And here's the Hermit. Nice, Simon. Wheel of Fortune. Strength. The Hanged Man. I'm sorry these aren't. And Death. Death has some really interesting pieces to it. I really do like it. Simon, I can't wait to see what you think about this deck. Oh, I love Koi, so that makes me happy. Temperance. The Pond of Balance. The Master of Lies is a very intense devil. Burning Tree is Tower or the Blasted Oak. That's a very, very common thing for the towers to be the Blasted Oak. Star. And it's called the Cosmic Guide. Silver Shadow Reflection is the Moon. Huh. The Beams of Life is El Sol, the Sun. Judgment is Transcendence, and it's a really interesting one because of the animal used, the polar bear. I really like that for Judgment. The World is the Sacred Circle. Okay. I couldn't get what that reflection was, and it's the reflection of all y'all's chatting. Oh, hey, Anna and Max. Did I not say hi to y'all? Sorry, guys. Ace of Cups. And here we have a change. We do not have the writing at the bottom. Only on the aces it appears. The Two of Cups. The Three of Cups. Remembering this is a shadow shaman deck, so I think that's why we're seeing a lot of back and forth. I'm kind of in love with the Four of Cups. The Puma looks like it's going to just get up and walk off. I mean, she's gorgeous. Yeah, and I haven't really looked at the book, guys, so Four of Cups, pretty traditional. I like the shadow work on this. That's nice. The Six of Cups is kind of sweet. I have a fondness for hippos. True story. There was one at my zoo, and I don't know if she did it for everybody, probably, but when I would go in, she'd come up to the edge of her pen. And it was just a concrete pond. She had a great big open area, concrete. It wasn't the best, but she would come up and you could pet her right here. She really liked to be petted. Again, typical Seven of Cups. I'm very fond of the octopus there, so that makes me happy. The Eight of Cups is an interesting idea of leaving things behind and going upwards. The Nine of Cups. Pelicans are my state bird, so I am a pelican fan. And this is the Nine of Cups, getting all you want, getting all you need. The Ten of Cups, orcas. Now here, okay, and I am kind of a county person. He's not doing, not all those cards have the numbered, so that's a thing. Here's the Page of Cups with the fawn spot still on. Ooh, the Knight of Cups, called Brother of the Wild. The Queen. She's mother of crystals. The King of Cups is the chief eagle, having a third eye. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles in the claws of a bird kind of makes me go, wait, what? So that's black and red, good for Fred. Red and yellow. Black and red, good for Fred. Red and yellow kills a fellow. So this is actually a milk snake, not a coral snake. Maybe it is. I don't know. I wanted to be a herpetologist, y'all. So now this is an interesting Three of Pentacles. It's called the Three Wise Masters. The Four of Pentacles is the Prudent Mountain Goat. Oh, Hardship Mountain is the Five of Pentacles, and this is hard. This is a hard card. All right. The Sacred White Scale Bull is the Six of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, the Patient Frog on the Venus flytraps. Everybody's getting fed. The Eight of Pentacles is a tarantula, and those are native to where I live. You can actually see them in certain times of the year as the boys get out and migrate. The Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles is the Oyster of Malaten? No. Of Metatron. See the look right there. Huh. I kind of like the page. This is the Butterfly Snow Vixen. That'll make a beautiful tattoo, guys. Just all the intricate work. Let me see if I can get it to. The Knight of Pentacles. And again, we've got a lot of. I'll need to read and see what he's matching each suit with. This is the Aztec Hawk Warrior. The Indian Henna Mother. It is, and I love black and white decks, as I said in the beginning. So, and I don't think this is a deck you could color because of the finish. Here's the Father of Roses. Now, we had a bird holding the Ace of Pentacles. Now we have an octopus holding the Ace of Wands. The Two of Wands. The Three of Wands. Creative Bone Prism. The Four of Wands is the Beaming Vessel. Again, I'm kind of hardcore, I guess, in some of my suits, so I'm going to have to be a little more flexible with this deck. The Five of Wands, interesting. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Now that looks like an otter to me rather than a beaver. But I suppose it's a stretched out beaver because it's obviously a beaver dam. Eight of Wands is a meteor shower. Nine of Wands, darkness before the dawn. 10 of Wands, the overburdened beetle. And that looks like Christ's crown of thorns to me. So that's a really interesting connection there. The Page of Wands, the moonscaped messenger. The Knight of Wands, the kind-hearted moose. That's kind of interesting because the Knight of Wands for me can be, he's a fire guy, and he can be about charging into things without thinking. So that's kind of a nice thing for the kind-hearted moose, right? Ooh, the Cosmic Huntress is the Queen of Wands. And the Glowing White Stag is the King of Wands. Here is the Ace of Wands. It's a really interesting pattern snake. Two of Swords, the Blind Seal. A little, for some people it might be disturbing, but on a shamanic level, I can definitely see this. The Bleeding Raw Heart is the Three of Swords. Oh, the Four of Swords, Sacred Space. Safety, safety, safety. At first I thought it was dead, and then I looked again, and it's just kind of relaxed there. The Five of Swords, White Scorpion versus the Black Scorpion. This is a deck that does not conform to a typical tarot, and I kind of like that. The Six of Swords, the Brand New Journey. It's a beautifully done Six of Swords. Carrying the nest, going away from danger, going through a danger to a better place. — 7 of Swords, Thief in the Night. Yeah, really nice. The imprisoned bear is the Eight of Swords. The overwhelmed sea turtle is the Nine of Swords. And this card is visually impressive, right? The barren desert is the Ten of Swords. Oh. That one's going to make you stop and think with all the dead ravens there. The Page of Sword is the sword-bearing sister. The Hooded Brother is the Knight of Swords. I'm very fond of the King Cobra, so that I love that deck. Look at the mongoose all around. They look mesmerized. The Something Queen. The Baroque Queen. There's our Queen of Swords. Ah, our King of Swords is the Father of Night, the Great Horn. And then we have some other cards here. Interesting. Let's look at these. This is Caution, the Heedful Mouse. This is the Shadow, the Ojibwe Catcher, the Shadow Dream Catcher. El Expansion, the Shedding Snake. The Sacred Heart and Soul of Goliath. Karmic Release, the Sacred Karmic Deer. Morning, Ivy. Morning, anybody I've missed? I really love that. Nature, the Seed of Life. The Sacred Fire, known as the Rebirthing Bonfire. There's a lot to really dive into on this and to really absorb. And Simon asked, will you use the additional 17 cards as part of the deck or as separate oracle cards? I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. It's a good thought. Generally, I'll just mix them in with the deck, but these are very significant, right? This is the Karmic Soul Tribe, the family. Inner Hidden Strength, Shadow Cat. The Hidden Wolf is called Masks. Ah, I get it. VLC. The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Shadow Self. The Dark Inner Swamp. As an American, and I know he probably was working on these cards way before, swamp's kind of a trigger word for me right now. No name on this card. Wow. You just kind of fall into that. Medicine Healer, El Shaman. Starseed, the Demiurge. That reminds me a lot of the Magician. No, not the Magician. The High Priestess? Which one? Well, I know it reminds me of something. Sage, Purity. And then a Yes, and a no. I'll definitely pull the yes and the no out. They'll be good for other things. But yeah, y'all know when I do my taroscopes, I do an oracle with it. And I didn't realize this came with an oracle, so I'd already decided to use Michelle Motuzas' new empathic oracle. But that's an interesting. Is it 17 cards, not counting those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, it's 15. I don't know. This deck feels personal. I will use it for my taroscopes this week, and we'll just see if that continues. But it is a really unique deck. It's got a nice box to it. Oh, I'm sorry, there. Boop. So let me take a look at this book. I just want to flip to a card, read, and see what it says. Ten of Swords, the Barren Desert. Keywords: break down to a breaking through, a turning point, self-pity, the end of a cycle, victim and martyr, a sudden or unexpected disaster, taking a big backseat, being crushed without warning or mercy, taking a hit, backstabbed, broken trust, hollow, empty, feeling powerless, self-pity, feeling like a doormat, letting things go, wondering why did this happen to me, victimhood, scarcity mindset, hitting total rock bottom, landing on your back. That's a lot of keywords. And I think when some deck creators go a little overboard. But maybe, I don't know, as a beginning reader, that may be more helpful for people. And then I'm just going to read a bit of it. This card is pretty much as bleak as it gets. Dead crows lay scattered all over the scorched earth floor. There's no water here and no room for life. This was caused by something catastrophic. This card signifies that you have just hit rock bottom. You have nothing left in you. And then at the end, there's some uplifting stuff. Don't play the victim. Just take your time and get back on the horse. Do not let the fear of this happening again stop you from attempting things again. And then there's some reverse words, and they're not reverse words, they're reverse phrases. Great pain and heartache is moving on away from you. The worst is now over. Look up at the sky and see the sun and stars. Do not lay face down in the dirt. Better times ahead are coming for you. Just hang tough. You can rebuild again after this hard blow. As a writer, I'm going to say something that this book needs to be edited. Hey, Green Owl. Run-on sentences, a few misspelled words, and punctuation not where it should be. Let's just flip to another one and see. Death, the metamorphic moth, planet, Pluto, element, water, zodiac, Scorpio, and then stones. And it starts out with we are infinite. Once something existed as it was, and once something existed, it is, was, and will forever be a part of the universe. You were and are a fish in the great sea of life. When your physical vessel dies, it will simply go back to the great sea of stars from which it came. Okay, it's a positive death card, which I like. Oh, thank you, Anna. I actually wrote that in conjunction with the artist. It was a co-written book, so he and I happily take your thanks. Yeah. There's some interesting stuff in the book. I'm going to want to look at the book and read the book and kind of get some of the ideas behind the book. I think for taroscopes, I will read without the oracle card. And just read with the 78. It just feels, when I'm reading with the deck for the first time, and I do this a lot, you know, it's the oracle card's going to make me stumble. And I really like the oracle cards. I might actually use those for like personal meditations. You know, pull one for a week and see what I need to work on shadow-wise during that week. And I'm not a person who will ever tell you you need to heal your shadow or cure your shadow. Shadow is. Right? You see? I've got a shadow, right? Oh, wait. Wait, can we do this? Oh, look, everyone's doing shadow puppets. Can I do the elephant still? I don't know. Yeah, kind of. Sorry. We used to have a lot of fun with shadow puppets. So, and you can't have shadow without light. You can't have light without shadow. So, you know, shadow is a part of us that, yeah, we do want to go within and find out what's going on and integrate it, right? Put it together, make it work for you. But I would never tell you I'm a person completely of light. That would be bullshit. And I call bullshit on anybody who said that, right? There's always shadow. It's part of who we are. And it's not evil. I think that's the other thing, is that people look at, and that's where I don't say things are black and white in magic, because it is inherently racist to say white magic is good and black magic is bad. And I don't agree with it. So I won't do that. But yeah, Simon says shadow is an important part of who we are. And it is. It really is. So don't deny shadow. And I also think somebody who says they're completely shadow is also full of bullshit. So bullshit out of the way, people. You know, celebrate the balance of who we are. So I need to get going because I've got to do Taroscopes, and I am way behind in reading. I think I owe like 6 readings, y'all. I thought it was going to be better yesterday, and I call it getting attacked by a nap. Naps just walk up and go, "You're going to sleep now." Okay. And 2 hours later. So have a wonderful day, a beautiful week. If you celebrate, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate, Happy Yule. If you celebrate, Happy Hanukkah. If you celebrate, Joyous Solstice. And if you celebrate, Happy Kwanzaa. And Merry, Happy, Happy, Merry, whatever else that I have forgotten. So I'll be right back with the weekly Taroscope. So I hope you'll join me. Seek joy, y'all. I'm Arwen, the professional joy seeker. Pass it on. Damn right.